All right, guys. So our next main topic here is a quick one, but a good one in a lot of ways for a lot of people, I guess you could say. I hope it's well, I'll give you my speculation here once I actually get into it. So recently, in a tweet, our boy James Gunn, he confirmed to a fan at least. So we'll see if the studio kind of goes against this when the time comes. But at least as far as James Gunn is concerned right now, his Suicide Squad is indeed rated R. So I mean, there's always the chance that Warner Brothers could say no. And like we just went on about for about 40 minutes, they're pretty they play it pretty fast and loose over there. You never know what they're gonna do. So it's definitely possible that they could switch this up on him and say, kind of pull the whole BVS situation on Zach, where it's just like you got to cut all this, 30 minutes out. It's got to be 2.5 hours. Like, don't care if it's going to make the movie worse. It's got to be 2.5 hours. They like to play it fast. They even tried to do that with Patty Jenkins on Wonder Woman 84. They tried to get her. John, actually, I wanted to tell you this. Did you hear? Sorry to switch topics real quick, but did you hear that they actually told, or they wanted Patty to remove the opening Amazonian scene, the opening like first 20 minutes of the movie, maybe 15 minutes, but they wanted that cut from the movie, and then they wanted the mall scene cut from the movie, like both.
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
Odd considering odd considering that those are two of the more, for a movie that people are critical for how little action is in them. It's odd that they would go for those two scenes.
Exactly.
I felt the Amazon sequence at the opening was, I mean, story wise, it doesn't serve a huge purpose.
It's like the best scene.
But I felt like it was pretty. Yeah, exactly. Like even the people that are critical of the movie feel like that is a decent scene.
Yeah, it's super odd.
One of the better parts of the movie. So
is that where she's a kid?
Choice.
Yeah. So yeah, it opened.
Interesting.
Did you ever watch it?
No,
you never got to. Yeah, but yeah, it opens up the same way. It's not like a different scene, obviously, but the first Wonder Woman opened up the same way with her as a kid, like a flashback thing. And again, like just like in the first one, it was like a cool scene, and I like being at Themyscira. It's cool. Like I don't know how on board I am with like a Amazonian spinoff. Like I just don't know how compelling it would be without Wonder Woman. I don't know. I wouldn't be like buying the Amazon comics. I buy the Wonder Woman comics because like I like Wonder Woman. You know what I mean? I don't like Themyscira's great atmosphere. I don't know, like if you got a good story though, I'll watch it. I'll obviously watch the movie if they actually end up making the movie. But kind of like Black Widow and Hawkeye, I never really cared if they had their own movie, but I love them in movies. Like they're great characters. In the Black Widow movie, actually looks great, and it was a really great movie to throw Taskmaster in because like otherwise, what was he going to do? So I mean, it all makes sense. So I definitely like what they're doing. And point being, they came up with a good story to suit that character. So I'm on board with it. So maybe they could do with that. I don't know. Regardless, this movie, Suicide Squad, James Gunn Suicide Squad, I am greatly looking forward to. I mean, the work he did on Guardians, and we said this before, but as long as he brings those James Gunn sensibilities that he brought,
those elements,
just throwing that into an R-rated environment, which is what he really comes from, and just playing like him being able to play real fast and loose with stuff, with all these off-the-wall characters, I'm greatly looking forward to. So I hope that the Warner Brothers just lets him do his thing, and I feel like the reason he got like this movie was because of the whole situation with Disney just firing him out of nowhere because of those tweets. So everybody just lined up to get him to come work for them once that happened. And he chose to do this with Warner Brothers, and he specifically chose Suicide Squad, was offered Superman. So we know that's another point we didn't really talk about, by the way. He was offered Superman, so they are thinking of Superman.
Yeah, they would be if he offered it to him.
Exactly. So they are thinking about it. Even Kevin Feige, when him and James Gunn spoke, and he told when James told Kevin that he was going to be making a DC movie, the first thing he asked is if it was Superman. So even Kevin Feige wants a Superman movie, DC. Okay, maybe make the damn movie. Okay, everybody wants
you direct it.
Yeah, it'd be a that'd be a bad movie. But I would do it just to get it done. Okay,
You can come up with a good story. I feel like
I could definitely come up with a story. And I mean, I can shoot some stuff with a camera, but I mean, I just wouldn't know what anything is.
like never directed a movie before, no idea.
I'll tell you where to put I'll do the cinematography, but I'm not going to do anything else. I can't make the actors act. Like I could not do the director part. I could film
that's
some
an
stuff.
Intense job, really, if you think about it.
Director has a lot of stuff to do, man. Like I could film it, but I'd probably not direct it too well. I'd be in a really uncomfortable situation. But I don't know. What do you guys think about this? You think it's gonna? I think it's gonna keep the rated R thing, just because, like, I think Warner Brothers was just like, you can do anything you want, just come make a movie here. Because, like,
I think it's cool, honestly, that it'd be rated R, because it'd just be that much more visceral and graphic and intense.
I hope. What I was gonna say off the top was, I hope it's not the rated R for the sake of being rated R, like Harley Quinn was.
Yeah.
That movie did not need to be rated R. It was.
Why was it rated R?
So they could say the F word a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, there was no, like, none of the action was R rated. None of the, even like the situations that like Deadpool would be in, you know, like getting pegged on National Women's Day, like that stuff wasn't even in the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah,
I think Deadpool was the exact reason the Harley Quinn was rated R. I think DC saw how the fourth wall breaking, kind of irreverent anti-hero was so popular with Deadpool. I think and Harley Quinn has some of that in her comics. Some of the comics that they've done with her have been mature rated comics, and it works well. And we also have seen the success of the animated Harley Quinn show on DC, on what was the DC Universe app and now HBO Max. I mean, they're done right. It can be hilarious and a great show. Unfortunately,
that
for the
stuff,
movie,
I thought that stuff worked in the movie. The fourth wall breaking stuff, like, it really lends itself to I thought that worked.
Yeah, that was great.
It was good.
The whole movie didn't match up to the quality. I would say it didn't match up to the quality of the animated show. There's something totally missing about it. That almost felt forced in the movie. That it didn't feel like that. But regardless, I'm glad they're making it rated R. I think that this was probably a condition or a something that they came to terms or agreement on when James Gunn came over. He was like, look, I want to make this movie. This is my idea for it. It's got to be rated R. I mean, I'm telling you right now, what I'm going to shoot is going to be rated R. You can't make cuts to make it not rated R. And I'm guessing the DC said, yep, okay, that's fine. Now, maybe they're really hoping, and they've got their prayers tied to the MPAA having a very soft day and giving them somehow squeaking out of PG-13, but I doubt that's going to happen. I have a feeling it's going to be pretty over the top and fun, but also intended for mature audiences. One small thing I mentioned real quick was I saw an article that said that with HBO Max and Warner Brothers doing their streaming concurrent with the release of the film, that it may remove any feelings on WB's or Warner Brothers' part to push for that PG-13, because they figure adults will be, they'll be the ones who may go to the theater still. But if teens want to watch it, or if younger people want to watch it, by putting it on HBO Max, that may incentivize people to sign up for it and see it that way. Or watch it as a family if teens want to go see it and they want their parents want to watch it with them or something, to talk through scenes that they're concerned about or something. So that the fact that it's releasing both on both platforms at the same time may lessen the desire for them to push for a PG-13.
Yeah, that makes sense too. And I know between the Suicide Squad, Dune, and there was one other one that might actually, Warner Brothers might be backtracking on doing that release too. The day and date release with HBO Max. I know with Dune, because Legendary is threatening to take them to court over it, and they would lose. So they're gonna have to do Dune in theaters for sure. unless they come up with a ton of money to pay him off. But I don't think Denis Villeneuve wants money from it. I think he wants it in theaters, and I think James Gunn's the same way. He already got his payday just to make the movie. He wants the movie to be in theaters, so I think they're going to be in the camp of just making James Gunn happy, and that's why he's doing the R-rated movie he wanted to do, in my opinion. So, like, I don't know. I wouldn't. If you hire someone to do a job, let them just do the job. Yeah, just let them do it. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys got anything else you want to add on that one?
Looking forward to it.
I know.
I think it'll be cool.
I can't wait, man. And it definitely makes a ton of blood just sitting on our boy John Cena's leg here. So I mean, that's the stuff that makes it R-rated more so than a couple F-bombs. When you actually, surprisingly, it's here with the MPAA, it's the blood and the sex that gets it R-rated, and like the F-bomb will do it, but it's just weird stuff. That's
plenty of that in Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, you could have tons of like decapitations and murdering and whatnots, but if you don't put the blood in, you're good. You get to keep the PG-13, but once you start showing the blood, it gets the R rating. So I just hope it's it's like when they blew up Slipknot's head in the first Suicide Squad movie. Spoiler alert! Like, I want to see some of that stuff, but like, see it. You know what I mean? Make it worthy of the R rating. But again, not just for the sake of doing it, but you know what I mean. Like, if you're gonna do it, then just go all out and do that stuff too. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, guys, the question is, what do you think about this? Are you excited that James Gunn is pretty much being able to play in his own little sandbox here and make the R-rated movie that I think we all knew and expected would be coming from him? And do you think that not HBO, but Warner Brothers is going to try to rein this in and get a PG-13 rating from it? Or do you think they're just going to let James Gunn do whatever James Gunn wants to do? So let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below.